What's up guys, Zappos with the Water here, bringing you an OU match today. Now, looking at my opponent's team, it's pretty threatening. I mean, you've got the Lucario, which is a natural setup sweeper, the Dragonite, which can be a multitude of sets, especially with multi-scale and me not having rocks, it is a big threat. Ferrothorn, which can only be taken down by either my Victini or my Venusaur, either of which I lose, I'm going to have to rely on Scizor, which it will not end well. And Jolteon, which I have no idea what kind of set it's running, if it's Scarf, if it's Specs. All I know is it's got very high special attack, very high speed, and if it turns out that it is Scarfed, then my Victini can't do jack to it because it's going to get outsped. But enough with that, let's get to it. My opponent today is Azure Nova, who we set up this battle through Skype. I'm going to lead off with my Victini as always, as he leads off with his Slush, his Tentacruel. Now here, if I knew what kind of Tentacruel it was, I would have gone straight for the final gambit, but instead I decided to go for the U-turn and go immediately into my Plasma. But he's going to set up a Rain Dance, so he's using Manual Weather, kind of like me. I mean, the Manual Weather I use is mostly just to get rid of Permaweather, but I do use it on occasion to perform sweeps or maybe stall out with Tentacruel. Anywho, he sends out his Ferrothorn as I Volt Switch out, knowing I can't do jack to that, into my Venusaur, go for a Sunny Day to get rid of the rain, as he goes for a Thunder Wave. Well, there goes my Chlorophyll. But, you know, it's okay, I kind of figure I'm faster than Ferrothorn anyway, even though I'm paralyzed thanks to Chlorophyll. I'm free to go for a Hidden Power Fire, and with Pseudo Stab from the Sun, I'm able to knock him out. So he switches into his Slush, and here I kind of do a dick move. I mean, he goes for a Rain Dance. I knew he would, so I decided to go for a Sunny Day. I had the full chance of getting paralyzed, but I just thought, you know, how hilarious would be just to dick around with him to do that. I know, it's not like me, but I just thought that'd be so funny, and I don't know why. Anywho, I switch out on the next turn as he goes for another Rain Dance, into my Plasma, go for the Volt Switch, and I'm going to immediately switch out into my Chansey because I know it can wall it. He's going to go for the Toxic, however, which means I'm going to need to Heal Bell that off. So, yeah. Chansey's got Toxic. Doesn't matter. Natural Cure. Heal Bell. I got this. So he goes into his Ryushi as I go for the Heal Bell, and I got rid of the Paralysis, thankfully. So he goes for the Fire Punch, predicting my switch into Scizor, but, you know, I could take an Outrage from this thing. I'm at almost full HP, I'm bold, I've got a Violite, I just went for the Seismic Toss to break its multi-scale, just no problem. So he switches into his Nightmare, goes for the Substitute as I go for the Wish, because I did not want to get a free switch. I didn't really want it to get a free sub, but I figure that it's going to get it anyway. I might as well just go for the Wish and Wish Pass into something to get it at full HP. So I Wish Pass into my Plasma, he's still got his Scarf, which means I can go for the Volt Switch, take out its sub, and then go into my Scizor for a Bullet Punch. Now here, it would have been really bad if he decided to go for the sub. But he goes for the Shadow Ball, which means that I can KO him with Bullet Punch, no problem now. That optimal play would have been to go for the sub again, because I was going to break his sub, that's the only reason Rotom was in there. He switches into his Ryushi again, I go for the Bullet Punch. We don't know if this crit mattered, but he actually predicted me to go back out into Chansey or something and went for Outrage. He thought I was going to switch, so I guess in that respect it didn't really matter. Anyway, he goes into his Hunter, his Lucario, as I go into my Rotom, and I go for Volt Switch, and, you know, I still have my Scarf, which means that Lucario is Scarfed. Now, I think that it can still speed me, but I don't know what I was thinking. I mean, I saw that it outsped me. My Rotom still had its Scarf. Why did I go into my Victini? I just don't know what I was thinking there. But I really don't know. Anything would have been okay, but my Victini, I saw the Stone Edge. He was going for Stone Edge. So he switches into his Tentacruel as I go for the V-Create, and I'm immediately going to switch out because Tentacruel can wall me for days. Well, actually, it looked like I could knock him out after another V-Create, but not after his Black Sludge recovery. So I go into my Plasma just to Volt Switch out. However, I predict the switch. Well, actually, I don't really predict it. I knew he still had Jolteon, and I really wanted to get that thing tricked to get rid of its recovery. So now I have a Scarfed Jolteon to deal with. So I have to switch out, and since my Victini has lost its final Gambit capabilities, I figure that's the best fodder I have. So on the switch, he's going to go into his Tentacruel as I decide to go into my Plasma. I thought for sure he would switch out knowing I'd trick again. But I just finally get rid of its recovery, and I'm just over predicting in this match. I'm not thinking clearly, because I go for another trick, which means I give him his Black Sludge again, and now I've got my Life Orb again. Well, technically his Life Orb, as he goes for Toxic. And I'm just thinking, okay, screw it. I'm gonna die anyway. I'm just gonna go for the Volt Switch, get off some massive damage thanks to that Life Orb I tricked, and I bring him down to just a sliver of HP. So now he's goes for a Scald, it fails, Rain Dish happens, Black Sludge happens, and at that range of HP, a Bullet Punch could probably knock it out. But I'm going to go for the Quick Attack to just be safe, because I know everything on his team besides Lucario is going to be hit by it, at least neutrally. So another Quick Attack, it does a really good amount to this Jolteon, as he goes for a Thunder and knocks me out, unfortunately. But you know what, Mountain Dew Code Red, you did your job, you did good. So now I can go into my Venusaur to resist the Thunder, and he gets the Para. And I get the full Para. So now I don't know what to do, because it's like Venusaur is just destined to get paralyzed. So I'm going to have to pull back, go in my Chansey. I see the Lucario, and I'm like, no. Switch into Kraken. Kraken can take the close combat. So he does switch, he does go for the close combat. As I switch in my Kraken, I'm able to get off a Scald the next turn. However, he's going to pull back, go into his Spark Lord, and that thing is going to get Scald. However, I do not knock it out, except I get the burn, which means that thanks to that residual damage, I am going to be able to knock out that Jolteon, and it is no longer a problem. So all he has left is his Lucario. He's going to go for the E-Speed, because that's the last move he has to hit any of my team neutrally. But he's not going to be able to 2-hit KO me. I'm going to be able to go for 2 Scalds, knock him out, and end the battle right here. So, good game, Azure Nova. I'm sorry I wasn't thinking clearly, but, you know, we all have our off days. Alright, before you guys leave, seriously, don't leave yet. Stick around for the talk of the day. Today's talk of the day, I have a favor to ask you. Yeah, I know I've been asking a lot of favors, but this is actually kind of important this time. I mean, before I just needed input on the stream. Now, this is like channel-changing events. So, recently, I've been applying for Fullscreen to try and get partnered with them, but they have not been accepting me, and that is because I'm not getting enough video views per video. And I was hoping you guys could help me out by, you know, sharing the love, just sharing the videos. I really need to get partnered with Fullscreen, and I'll tell you guys why. Some of you may know that Fullscreen does not give you a lot of money. Their partnership, it really doesn't give you a lot of money. You'd be better off partnering with other people. However, the way Fullscreen works is they're partnered with Nintendo, which means if I can get partnered with Fullscreen, I will have the rights to post Pokemon-related content, as well as other things, but mostly the Pokemon, which means once X and Y comes out, Nintendo's not going to be able to say, oh, that's our content, copyright strike, and I would have to remove the video, or just, I'd probably get my channel eventually banned or something. So if I can actually get the protection from Fullscreen before X and Y comes out, I will be a lot better off, and I will be able to give you guys 6th gen X and Y battles. So that's it for this talk of the day. If you guys can help me out, that'd be amazing. My goal is to try and get an average view of like 350 to 400 views per video. If I can get that, I think I can get partnered with Fullscreen. So that's it for today. I hope you guys all enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next time. Like that video? Why don't you hit the like button or maybe subscribe to my channel? Or better yet, check out the artists who make this all possible.